Hello, I'm Ashley, and I'm going to be doing a reading for the month of November. So it's Halloween here today. Happy Halloween. I feel that the veil is super thin today because it is, like the Day of the Dead. And so we are really close to, especially past loved ones. If you feel them with you, they are with you. Like, super closely today. So pay attention to any signs that you receive, anyone that's passed that you were connected to the heart, like, deeply connected. Um, they're communicating with you today, and they communicate through music. They communicate through, sometimes you just have like visions of them, or something reminds you of them, or maybe you just smell them, or you smell something and it reminds you of them. Or if they just randomly pop into your head, that's them trying to communicate with you. So um, just know that they're with you, that they love you, and just, yeah, like I said, the veil is very thin today and right now as we exit October and move into November. And also, we're in Scorpio season, which is just very underworld. And so, just a lot of secrets or a lot of truth being revealed. And Venus is also still in retrograde. So, lots of like past love and thing with issues with the relationships coming up, or past relationships, or just reevaluating relationships, and also like your self-worth and reevaluating your values, and kind of digging deeper into your soul, into yourself. And this is all about like getting into the psyche as well, which is like our inner child, our soul, and um, it's a part of our mind that can access information from our soul. And so, um, just paying attention to like your dreams. There's lots of like your dreams are very informative right now, very informative. So pay attention to your dreams. Like if you see any animals in your dreams, you can like Google them when you wake up, or try to remember. Keep a journal by your bed to write down your dreams. Or if you hear like certain messages, or you hear songs, or we're just communicating a lot in other realms on a soul level through our dreams. Because when we're dreaming, we're not an ego. So our ego is asleep, and we're operating in other dimensions from our soul. So you can receive a lot of information. Or also, like dreams, they just, if you have dreams, like your subconscious, like what you fear, will kind of tend to show up in your dreams. Like I have a lot of fear about like speaking my truth, or, and so I have a lot of dreams of like people like criticizing me, or like if I'm I'll be publicly speaking in my dream, and people are like yelling at me or wanting to attack me, and that's a subconscious fear of mine of like speaking publicly. And so when I dream about that, I know it's a fear, and it's something that's affecting me in my waking life, but I am not always aware of it in my waking life. And so I'm receiving it because I experience fear, but I don't always know what the fear is. And so in your dreams, you can start to analyze, and you have these dreams, and they can tell you information about what's going on in your waking life. So just pay attention to your dreams, and you may be receiving like messages from loved ones in your dreams. You may be meeting them in your dreams. Um, and if you just have like a soul person, you might be connecting with them in your dreams. So just pay attention to how you feel in your dream is really important too. Like if you feel a lot of fear, then that's where you're holding a fear in the waking life. But if you feel a lot of like emotions, and you feel a lot of love, and you feel happy, and you feel safe, then that's just an indicator that what you're dreaming about is like for you. Or it's just dream interpretation can get like kind of like deep, and there's just a lot of different meanings, and you have to kind of just mostly pay attention to what's going on in your waking life and what you're dreaming about, and like correlating those two things. And also, like I have this dream all the time when I'm experiencing anxiety or like loss of control, is that like my teeth are falling out always. It never fails. Or if like, I used to have this dream a lot, but I've done a lot of healing in that aspect of my life, but I would have dreams of my childhood home and a tornado being there or being in the basement of my childhood home. And that was just an indicator of like turmoil and unresolved issues and chaos, and so there's just a lot that you can interpret through your dreams if you really pay attention and if you are observant of what's going on in your waking life, and then you can correlate it to what you're dreaming about. And we're not always going to remember all our dreams or remember, but there are ways that you can practice lucid dreaming, so being aware in your dreams, and that just takes practice. That takes being very in tune to your mind, and you can use meditation for that. But anyway, I just wanted to mention something about the dreams. I kind of went on a little rant there, but I just wanted to share some of my like personal things that like I've experienced or ways that I learn, because we are learning. That's the whole point right now, is we're digging deeper into ourselves, or we're sinking more into our souls and getting to know ourselves more so that we can shift our values. And as we shift our values individually, collectively, our values will begin to shift. So it happens all on a singular level. So you got to do like your work to see, like we have to do individual work to see collective work. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand, is that we think that like we can just put it in the hands of other people, and that they'll take care of it, but we don't have to do anything over here. And it's just like, that's not how it's going to work. That's not how we're ever going to see change. We've been doing that for centuries and it hasn't changed anything. So anyway, that's just a whole nother subject I'm not going to get into. So I'm going to go ahead and just start the reading for November. So this is going to be just a monthly general reading for, I don't know what's going to come up. I haven't pulled the cards yet. So I'm going to start with the Rider-Waite Tarot. I just feel like these cards are very, especially right now, they're calling to me. They have very powerful messages, and so that's why I'm using them. But anyway, so what do we need to know the month of October 2018? Do we need to know the month of October 2018? Okay, first I pulled the Chariot, which is all about like, I don't know, I feel like that's about like having strong values and moving forward with your desires, just very balanced and very secure, very a very stable foundation, and it's moving forward. It's forward movement. It's not always fast forward movement, but it's slow and steady wins the race. And this person is divinely guided, and he knows what he wants. I'm just hearing the word like values, so I'm glad that came up. Just very strong values. That's good. Moving forward, I feel like with those strong values. What else do we need to know about the month of November? Okay, the Lovers. So this has been coming up a lot recently, and this doesn't surprise me just because, like, I said Venus is in retrograde, and that's all about love and relationships and, like, past love and past relationships. And we're really, like, and when we have different values and we have, things begin to shift, we begin to move towards something, like, and I like that it's, like, I don't know. And there's two people, there's, like, the two lions, or Sphinx, I think they are, on this card. And then, like, I don't know, it just feels very balanced. Both cards feel very balanced. And when your values begin to change, you begin to like attract new relationships, attract new love, because the basis of what you believe love is has changed. And so I feel it's like about moving towards a more conscious love instead of a material subconscious love, or love from like familiar like family beliefs or family values, and seeking love in a new way. And like I feel like he's like setting out, kind of. He's like setting out to find this new love. That's what it seems like. So this could be like a masculine energy. I know that the major arcana cards each represent a zodiac, but I really don't know what the Chariot is, honestly. So I don't even know why I brought that up, but I need to learn more about that for sure. So, and then what else? Let's see what else comes up. What can you tell us about the Chariot and the Lovers? Let's ask I want to know what's coming up for the masculine this month. What is coming up for the masculine this month? November 2018. What does the masculine need to know this month? What does the masculine need to know this month? Okay, I got 4 of Wands, which is about like a stable foundation. This is also, I think I pulled this in one of my latest readings, but the castles in both, like it just represents, like, to me, it just says like a very stable foundation and creating this like celebration and this castle, and you see the two, like, it's like a marriage, a man and a woman on the card. So I feel like the masculine needs to know that he's creating a solid foundation. This will be a solid foundation, is what I hear. And to lighten up and be joyful, and this is very yellow card, which is like the solar plexus chakra, which is all about like our personal power and our value, again, our value. So I just feel like value is coming up, like in our personal value, knowing our worth and what we deserve, especially when it comes to relationships, for sure. Okay, what else can you tell us about this 4 of Wands? What else does the masculine need to know this month? Okay. 8 of Wands. So this is, and I like that they're both wands, but it's like rapid movement forward, and or like communication or desires, or okay, let's just pull another one. What else can you tell us for the masculine this month? I just feel like things are moving forward quickly, especially once you have this sense of value and you have your values and you're moving toward your desires. That it's going to happen very quickly because you're aligning with your powerful energy, your life force energy, and that's really moving things forward rapidly. What else can you tell us about this 4 of Wands and this 8 of Wands? Also, geez, a lot of Wands. So this is the 9 of Wands. So I feel like maybe the masculine is like desiring this, like this solid foundation, this solid relationship, this celebration, this joy, this lightheartedness, and maybe wants it to like move super quickly. But it's like, don't burn yourself out. Don't wear yourself out. And that's why I feel like with the Chariot and the Lovers, it's like it's okay to go at like a slower pace. It doesn't have to be, because you want to stay stable and steady, and you don't want your wheels all like off balance and like I just see it like running forward, and just like I see a vision of like this Chariot just like wobbling back and forth. It's like, slow down, just like a baby who runs, like they're just starting to walk. And it's funny because I have a nephew he's just learning how to walk, and it reminds me so much of myself. And but when they first start walking, they kind of like wobble, or they don't, or they just fall flat on their face, and they're just like, whatever, and they get right back up. I love it. Sometimes it's just like, and it's just such a good reminder to be like, okay, you're learning. It's okay if you like fall down. It's okay if you trip. It's okay if you like smash your face. Like, you're just going to get right back up, and, or take a break when you're tired. You don't have to like rush through. You don't have to sprint. It's not a sprint. And what we're discovering along the way is what's the most important. It's about the journey, not the destination. I feel like the journey is the destination. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So don't wear yourself out too much, or if you're in this energy of exhaustion, depletion, focus on this. Feel this joy within, feel this union within, because that's where it's at. I just feel like, relationships are coming up, especially since we pulled the Lovers. Okay, now let's ask, what does the feminine need to know this month? What does the feminine need to know the month of November 2018? All right, this is the 9 of Wands. So this is just all about anxiety and worry, extreme amounts of worry and anxiety. Okay, so what else do we need to know? What else do we need to know about this 9 of Wands? What does the feminine need to know this month? Okay, and then Queen of Swords. So to me, this is saying become a master of your thoughts. Don't let the anxiety overtake you. And the Queen of Wands is just, it's like the air. This could be an air sign. And so just about okay, so the Queen of Wands is also very clear. She knows what she wants. She speaks very clearly. Communication. Okay, that's what I hear. I hear that there's a fear around communicating. That's what's going on with the feminine this month and maybe this is just about speaking your truths, using your voice. But she knows exactly what she wants, and she speaks it clearly, and she's not afraid. This is very afraid. This is anxiety. So let's see what else. What else can you tell us about the 9 of Swords and the Queen of Swords? What's going on with the feminine this month? Okay, and then I pulled 2 of Pentacles. So to me, this card always represents balance. And it's also, I just feel like it's a balance between being clear and then having this anxiety. So going back and forth and trying to juggle, trying to discern, okay, what is anxiety? What is clarity? And knowing the difference between the two. And then speaking from a place of clarity and not from a place of fear. And I feel like this is about discernment and embodying clarity. And she just has a very clear idea. I feel like she knows exactly what it is she wants. But maybe there's fear around the mind, or the mind can't grasp it. And so the mind, and it's moving into unknown territory. And so the mind is wanting to protect, and that's why this fear and this anxiety is coming up. And I feel like this is just about balancing, because underneath here is Temperance. And this is also another card about balance and emotional healing and healing in general. And there's just an angel on the card. So I feel like if you're experiencing this anxiety and you're experiencing troubles with communication, that it's important to stay balanced. These cards are just both very balanced. And especially with your emotions, because when our emotions aren't balanced, then we get into this state of anxiety and this state of fear. We let our emotions take over. Okay. All right, lastly, I'm going to pull some other cards, some oracle cards, but what is the overall advice for this month? What is your overall advice for us this month? Practice. I hear the word practice. Practice speaking openly. Okay. What else is your advice for us this month? Don't rush. You're right where you're meant to be. There's healing happening right now, so accept that and allow it. What else can you tell us? What is your advice? Sometimes I'm just channeling what I hear. You're protected. It's safe to move forward. Don't let the fear of other people's opinions stop you. You know what you're supposed to do. Okay, that card just like fell. You know what you're supposed to do. Okay. So the advice, this is the Six of Cups, which is about like nostalgia and the past. And that could be coming up. So the advice is like, see your past from a different perspective. This is also about like reciprocal energy. So like let's see what else comes up. That one just like flew out, or like fell out. What else can you tell us about the Six of Cups for the advice this month? Or like revisiting the past might be helpful. Maybe you're growing from it. Also the Two of Wands. It's like needing to make a choice here. He's not, I don't know, I kind of see that he's not considering this other, he's only got his hand on one of his wands, if not the other. Let's see what else. What else is the advice? With the Six of Cups and okay, I feel, sorry, I just have a message coming through that this person wants to move forward, but the past is stopping him. And I said him, I don't know why, but maybe that's because it needed to be for him. But that could also indicate the masculine energy within us too. So, and gender doesn't apply. Anyway, what else do we need to know about? What is the advice with this Six of Cups and this Two of Wands? Queen of Wands. So this is like very passionate energy, very she knows her desires. So this is like the embodying passion, I feel like embodying. This is like sensuality to me. Maybe this person wants to move towards a woman that's like this. But a choice still needs to be made. All right, and one more. What is the advice for this month? Like, move towards your desires, move towards your passions, make the choices that are going to bring you to this. Because I also feel like it'll be like this energy, like I love that the cups are just filled with flowers, because the cups are like our emotions, and it's like emotional fulfillment, and also it's a number of balance, and it's like a very give and take on this card. I feel like maybe there hasn't always been give and take in relationships, and maybe one person has always given and maybe you've always taken, or maybe you've always given and the other person just takes and drains you. But this is different. What else can you tell us? What else is the advice? Month of November. Okay, this is the Seven of Swords. So this could be like a running away, or running away from some kind of deceit, or moving away from some kind of deceitful energy. What else? What's underneath the deck? Okay, and then under that was death, which this is like metaphorical death. So it's just like a cycle ending, or an old part of you dying, or yeah, I just feel like it's an old part of you dying. Like once you walk away from this energy, then you can be reborn. And I feel like once you do that, this is the energy you'll be embodying, which is the King of Cups. This is a very beautiful energy to be in. This is a man that's emotionally fulfilled, who's very in tune with his emotions, very in tune with his intuition. He makes decisions from his emotions rather than from his ego. He's very balanced. He's emotionally balanced. So I feel like, and that's the advice. Also under here is Two of Swords, which is also another card about like making a choice, making a decision, trusting your intuition. I feel like trusting your emotions to make the decision instead of your ego, because she's like blindfolded. All right. So let's pull some cards from this oracle. I'm going to use Energy Oracle. I'll just pull maybe one from each. So what can you tell us about just the overall month of November? Because we pulled the Chariot and the Lovers. So what can you tell us about the Chariot and the Lovers? What's going on with this month of November? Okay, I pulled the Temple Path in reverse, which this says like you've fallen off track. You're focused more on you've fallen off your spiritual path. Maybe this is because you're worried too much about material possessions, or you're too wrapped up in the physical world, the material world. Readjust to the spiritual. Go within. What else can you tell us with this? The Temple Path in reverse. And okay, we'll say that I'm going to pull the Temple Path with the Chariot. So when you're moving forward, focus. Don't get too distracted by material wants or material needs. Focus on the Lovers. Move towards this, and so that you're not like falling off track and you're staying more on your spiritual path, then you'll be supported. And like you're not always gonna have what you want or what you need the way you want or need it. It's gonna come how it's supposed to come through the divine. As long as you're staying on your path, you'll always be supported. So what else can you tell us about the Temple Path and the Lovers? Okay, I pulled the Thinking Man. So this is a very conscious man, but this is not to get like, and also it could be like affecting, like this could be like masculine healing, like father healing. But I'm also hearing that this is just about making conscious choices and moving forward consciously. And that when we get too caught up in the physical world, we're not always making conscious decisions, or generally we're operating from our subconscious, our habits, our old beliefs. Okay. All right, what can you tell us here about what does the masculine need to know this month? And I like that the masculine, all the cards were wands. So I feel like maybe the masculine is feeling very like passionate. He's in tune with his desires. That's why maybe he wants to move really quickly, but it's like, especially the masculine, energy rules our sacral chakra, our creation energy. And so it's important to use that energy constructively. And that's really how we manifest our desires, is that energy. And the sacral chakra is ruled by Scorpio, and it is Scorpio season, so there's just a lot coming up with that. All right, so what does the masculine need to know? Month of November. Patience. Perfect. So slow and steady wins the race. Go slow. Just be patient. That's pretty self-explanatory. Then also underneath the deck was man holding a coin in reverse. So this is still like not seeing like the value, especially in yourself and your masculine, not seeing the value in your masculine energy. And that may be why, you need to go slow, or there's like a lot of evaluating, I feel like, going on. And then under that was also door to romance. So, and I feel like that comes with this card, I feel like that's where it's headed. And so that's what's coming up. That's the advice, is patience. You are moving towards this, but maybe you're still healing aspects of yourself. You're still healing aspects of your value. You're understanding your values. You're understanding your personal value and your personal power. And I feel like it has a lot to do with your sacral chakra, or your solar plexus chakra, which is our power center. And when our sacral chakra is clogged and it's not moving, or you're not using your passions, or you're not using your desires in a constructive way, then that chakra can get blocked, and then it's not moving into your solar plexus chakra, which is our power center, which is knowing our worth, knowing our value. All right. What does the feminine need to know this month? It seems funny because the feminine seems to be more in her like masculine like headspace, and the masculine seems to be more in his heart-centered emotional state. And that's funny. But that's good. That means they're like balancing out. We have to like learn how to be in our masculine energy and let our other person be in their feminine energy. We have to learn to go back and forth. It's a balance. So what do you need to tell us? What does the feminine need to know this month? Storm warning. This was like about like emotional upheaval. I feel like that's why it came with like the anxiety, and things just may not be. You may not be able to see anything physically, but you can sense things. The feminine is very sensitive, especially just right now. Our feminine energy is very heightened, and so that's why like this storm warning, these emotions. But it's also healing. It's emotional healing, because that's why it came with like this temperance card. And it's causing a lot of anxiety, I feel like. And so that's why it's important to discern and balance in between your heart and your mind, is what I'm feeling. See what else comes up. What else can you tell us about the feminine this month? The World. So this is a card about expansion and growth, and I just feel like that's really happening for the feminine, is this expansion, and it's moving into an unknown territory. That's why the anxiety and the fear is coming up, and that's why it's important to balance the emotions and the mind, because you're moving forward into the unknown. You're moving forward you're moving towards your desires. You're moving towards what you want. You are growing. This is what you want. You want it. You want growth. But you have to go through like the uncomfortableness, and you have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And you just have to really learn how to be in tune to your emotions, not let your emotions overtake you. What else? One more. What else does the feminine need to know this month? Okay, I also pulled Deceit. Interesting. I feel like this is about seeing past the lies, because we also have the mind and the Nine of Swords, which is like the fear, and this is fear and anxiety is the double like energy. This is also like addictions and like self-sabotage, I hear. All these cards are very like dark. Like these ones, dark. And these are dark. It's just like very, I feel like the feminine is just moving through a lot of dark energy right now. And also like she's just learning how to like expand and shine her light. But also when we shine our light, we are also we're attractive to this dark energy, and it wants to come and like suck the life out of us, and it wants to come and try to like trick us. And I feel like it's just very important to stay out of the head and stay in the heart. Let's do one more there. This is the feminine need to know this month. Like not getting caught up in the lies. Maybe lies from outside of you, lies from your past. That's why I say like the self-sabotage. So we need to know about this Deceit card. Contract in reverse. Interesting. So this is like a delay of some sort. It's like something could be falling through, or something doesn't go as planned, is what I'm hearing. It's all about like letting go of the plan and just going with the flow. I don't know. I'm feeling some kind of like shocking news, or some kind of lie is revealed, or I feel like this lie is maybe causing a lot of unnecessary anxiety, and it may be causing like turmoil or a lot of emotions. Okay. That's all I got for there. All right, and then lastly, what is the advice for this month? What's the advice for this month? Rest and rejuvenation. Important. Rest, take time to meditate. What else do we need to know? What else is your advice for this month? Angel of love. This is just like embodying love, being supportive, and also knowing that you're like have divine help and angelic help, and angels are with you, and you are loved. Let's do one more. What else is your advice for us this month? Like meditate on love is what I hear too. Meditate on your heart, meditate on love, focus on love. insights for this month. Nope. The fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. So this is our heart chakra. I'm just really getting to meditate on love. These are all like, these two are really about love. Like healing the heart chakra. Focus on love, even if there seems to be a lot of problems, even if you feel like there's this deceptive energy. I'm here to just focus on love. And underneath this deck is Angel of Balance in reverse, which means there's something like out of whack. This means like take care of yourself, take care of your emotions, get back in tune, take care of yourself. That's what I hear. Self-love, self-care. So I feel like there's a lot coming up this month, I guess. A lot of energy, just a lot of energy being like blasted out, I feel like, or a lot of energy coming up to be revealed. There's just, I feel this feeling of like uncertainty, of like not knowing where things are going, like being completely blind, but still moving forward. I still feel like there's movement forward, even it's into the unknown. It's very into the unknown, but keep going, focus on love, focus on, because that's what we do have power over is love. We don't have power over anything else except for that. Let's pull I'm gonna do one for Journey of Love. It's because, love came up a lot here, so let's see what we get. All right. What is the overall message for the month of November 2018? Overall message for the month. I just feel a lot of worry. Sorry, I'm just having, I just feel like lots of worry. Like wanting to know every detail before moving forward. It's like you're not going to know every detail before moving forward. Sometimes you just have to like take a leap of faith and trust your intuition here. Okay, so what can you tell us? The overall message for us this month. Interesting. Across the waters. I don't think I've ever pulled this card. Let's see what it has to say here. Across the waters. I had a dream about ships last night. That's interesting. Okay. You are being called across the waters as if crossing a bridge of light from one ocean to a far greater one. These waters are your emotional waters, holding your feelings, your attitudes, your expectations, and your fears and doubts, as well as your hopes and dreams. It can seem like such a lot to navigate. Sometimes our waters feel overcrowded, as if swarms of people were descending into the ocean on a sweltering hot day. Hardly finding a space in the water to cool ourselves, we can feel as though there's just no room for faith, trust, peace, and love. There is just too much happening in the water. We yearn for the cool, calm mountain lake, serene, giving, echoing a gentle dispensation of grace. You are being called across the waters, out from an overcrowded sea into the cool spaciousness of the endless lake. So it's time to let go of some mental clutter, some attitudes, some thoughts, ask for help, and bathe yourself in the green. I like that. This is associated with green. The green and gold rays of healing color. Just imagine them cascading down around you and through you like a waterfall. It's a bit like you're moving to a new neighborhood in a cleaner and more spacious town. It might be a bit unfamiliar at first, but soon enough you'll enjoy the difference. This oracle brings you a message. It is your time to think about something in a different light. Soon you will have a shift in perspective, and the feeling of overwhelmed, stress, and just too much going on will be replaced with serene trust and peacefulness. Know that beneath even the most chaotic mind is a place of deep, quiet serenity within. Do whatever helps you to dive deep to find it. Dance, take some rest, meditate, do yoga, write, paint, make love, make music. And that quiet serenity within, you'll be leaving unnecessary chaos behind, and you'll be presented with the gift of a new way forward. That's interesting because I kept hearing like moving forward and being blindfolded before moving forward, so you don't know where you're going, and that was like perfect. Because I feel like in the unknown, in the darkness, it says like, yes, it's going to be dark. You're not going to know where you're going, but if you sink into your own serenity, if you sink within, then you'll be. I saw this post actually on Instagram that was like, the mind and the heart arguing. The mind's like, well, you don't know where you're going. The heart's like, but trust me, you'll love it. And then it was like the soul, if you two would just shut up, I would show you the map. I just feel like that's perfect, especially for right now. I'm just really feeling that because it does feel like a tug of war between the heart and the mind. But when you listen to your soul, like then your heart and your mind can kind of work together. You can ease your mind and you can continue to move forward following your heart. Let's read the poem. Inhaling the soft scent of promised taste, the nectar moist upon my lips, I savor each sip across my tongue, dwelling in the moment's pleasure. Warm and sweet, bathed in tingling thirst, I find myself wanting you, wanting more. Interesting. That's pretty good. That makes so much sense. That's what it feels like though. And like moving away from like drama, moving away from like chaos, maybe like your life, especially like with relationships, it seems like maybe like moving from a state of always like attracting dysfunctional relationships, and now you're ready to like leave that water and you're ready to move into a more serene, more healthy, more conscious relationships. But that when you're not used to that, it can be really unfamiliar. It can be really scary. It can be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like it's unknown, but that doesn't mean it's going to be worse. It's probably going to be a lot better actually, because your water is not going to be completely being splashed and you're not going to be like drowning in other people's issues. Really, you're going to be like in your own area, in your own pond, and you're going to be like serene and you're going to like feel calm. So it's a difference, I feel like, because a lot of people are used to relationships being so turbulent all the time and so full of drama and so full of just heavy energy, that to be in a relationship that's not that is so unfamiliar that there's anxiety when it comes to it. And I can speak for myself because all I've ever known my whole entire life is like dysfunctional relationships. Healthy relationships, reciprocal relationships are unfamiliar to me. So I understand the like fear, and that's also coming up with the feminine this month is like releasing the fear, dropping into the heart, because that's the overall energy the advice for the month is to meditate on your heart, do yoga, dance, do what you need to do to get out of your mind and into your heart. And it also seems like the masculine is like really in tune to his heart and wanting this like new kind of romance, but it's also very unfamiliar to him. I also feel like a lot of men don't know their true value, and so that's coming up for men to like heal right now, and they want to rush forward because they're used to rushing forward. They're used to like taking action, and so being in their feminine energy is really a challenge for them. It's not familiar. Being in the feminine energy is not familiar to men, like trusting their intuitions, trusting their feelings, trusting their emotions. It's very unfamiliar. So, that's all I got for this month. I do offer my weekly energy readings, but I'm doing those in my private membership group that I have on Facebook. It is called Meta Wellness. If you're interested, you can send me a message on Instagram, which I'll leave in the description box below here, or on Facebook. You can message me there too. if you're interested. It's more focused on like healing. So the readings each week are more focused on the healing, especially to attract a conscious relationship, or healing your relationship with yourself so that you can attract healthy, more balanced, reciprocal relationships with others. So if you're interested, you can check that out or message me. And I hope that you have a lovely month, and I'll be back next month.